It's up to Nintendo to get more people to actually like want to play the game and like market the game properly, because the game is just still seen as like this childlike game that you should give up after a while. And I still feel like that's always going to be the biggest issue, rather than like, yo, like xQc streaming the game and that's going to do more.
So as usual,
This is what I'll say. Like, I personally at this point in time, Splatoon's issues, and gosh, y'all about to get me to rant. I'll say it like this. At this point in time, there is like no person that is going to single-handedly like change the Splatoon experience that people have. It's all about how many players you can have play the game in actuality. Like, is it dope that xQc is playing the game? Cool. But like the biggest reason and the only reason xQc is playing the game right now, and like not all, I don't care. Like, people can play whatever game that they want, right? Like, is it dope that like a bigger streamer checks out the game? Sure. But this isn't the first time he's checked out the game. This isn't the first time like multiple people have checked out the game. Like, back in the day when this game got multiplayer, it wasn't multiplayer game of the year. Like, you had multiple people that were just like, he who should not be named, that basically was like, yo, I'm gonna check this game out, because like, how could this game beat Call of Duty? Like, if you know about like the doctor's office, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those that like to make films in the bathroom of other people. So and also like send text messages to minors. So like, bro, it's been like, you had Moist Critical that played the game in the beginning. You had so many eyes that have played the game in the beginning. It's more or less that like now it's up to Nintendo to get more people to actually like want to play the game and like market the game properly, because the game is just still seen as like this childlike game that you should give up after a while. And I still feel like that's always going to be the biggest issue, rather than like, yo, like xQc streaming the game and that's going to do more. But like, again, and back to my point, the only reason he's streaming the game is because of the high viewer count. No high viewer count, he doesn't touch or like look at this category. And to be fair, when they probably do the analytics and they look at the analytics of it all, and they realize that 95% of it is Japanese players, and they also do not care to watch an English presenter, which makes complete and utter sense, more than likely it's just going to be like, I'm going to move on from this. And that's really it. So is it a bad thing? Nah, not at all. But is it one of those things that's like going to make a huge difference for like putting eyes on the game? The eyes have already been there. Like, how much more eyes do you need? It's really up to like Nintendo, and Nintendo like basically, one, giving a smoother experience on how the game is played, which I feel like a lot of people have talked about. Two, having a better internet connection would help with that. Like, you know, at least having servers, things like that. And three, like the biggest thing about it, bruh, most of the West, they like first-person shooters, hero shooters, and that's where a lot of them are stuck. Like, Splatoon is what it is at this point. Like, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that like I don't want more people to get into the game or more content creators to get in the game, but like there are so many other things that holds back like people from like seeing or having eyes on the game. And that's about it. Yeah, that's really the big part about it. It's just like, Splatoon is what it is. In Japan, it works because Nintendo put a lot of effort and the game connected with them, like how Fortnite connected with the West. That's the biggest thing. Like, Fortnite connected with the West, and like, when you look at it right now, what do you have? Like Marvel Rivals, you have all these other different types of games that facilitate like what a lot of people care about over here. So I just look at it as like, all right, dope, you get a bigger streamer that's gonna like come over to this side, but is it gonna equal more eyes for like the competitive scene? I'm gonna be very honest with people, no, it's not. Like, and that has all to do with Nintendo. That has nothing to do with anybody else. That has nothing to do with like the game in itself. It has all to do with Nintendo. That's it. Like, if Nintendo wants it to happen, they know what to do, but they don't care. What's good, babies? Also, but yeah. So, do I think it's dope? Sure. If they stay longer than a week, sure. but I can't see them staying longer than like, it's a cool game, it's a great experience, but I like my mouse and like keyboard gaming, and that's the biggest part about it. So like, is it a dope experience? Yeah, it's cool, but am I like thinking that this is gonna lead to like, yo, the changing of how like Splatoon is viewed? Nah, Nintendo would have to stop treating this game like it's made for babies and show it as like it's basically on the same level as like a Smash game. And I've been saying this for a very long time. If you saw my reaction last week of the treehouse, like, bruh, I feel like the treehouse is like one of the worst things that they be doing to Splatoon, in my opinion. And like, they be like, yeah, like, yeah, you could still squid roll. Why would they get rid of that? Okay, like, you can swim and do all these, and I'm just like, all right, bro, it's the fourth iteration of the game. People know about it. It's more about marketing. So I'll leave it at that. I'll say this. That's about it. Like, do I think that anything is going to come from xQc playing the game? No, not at all. But is it cool for those that like are looking for a bigger Twitch category? Sure, it's dope. But like, I feel like the move of JP to come over here to the Twitch side, it just shows how big Splatoon is in Japan. That's really it. Like, if you didn't realize how big Splatoon was in Japan, you've been living under a rock. That's why they be doing half of the stuff that they be doing. So yeah, Japan is they love Splatoon. I don't know if like we'll ever get to that point. So yeah, but yeah, if you guys like my rant, hey man, drop a follow, leave a like, all that stuff. This will probably be on my second YouTube channel. So yeah, but yeah, man, we've been talking about this for forever. Collabs ain't gonna save it. Better content ain't gonna save it. It's really on, is Nintendo going to do what they need to do to get more people to enjoy the game for a prolonged period of time in the West? Get rid of barriers to entry. And I could do a whole nother video on the barriers to entry and why Splatoon is a game that has too many barriers for the average person in the West that just wants to play games and go forward. So yeah, that's it.